Hey, toy fans, Aaron here. A few weeks back, you might remember me saying that I was given a shout out on Instagram by Imperial Sock. That's Imperial_Sock on Instagram. He was doing a select series featuring his favorite YouTubers, and I happen to be one of them. Yay! Anyways, so he did a photo kind of commemorating that and putting that on his channel. Or yeah, is this still a channel on Instagram? Anyways, let's get to the point. He sent me a printout of that photo and just thought I'd share it hanging on the wall, and that's back here by the figures. So just wanted to show him and everyone else got that hanging in the toy room. And once again, I really appreciate him doing that for me. So anyways, on to today's review, where we're going to take a look at the Episode 1 Mail Away Sneak Preview figure, Mace Windu. So let's head to that table and check this one out. Taking a look at the figure in the packaging, like I said, this was a mail away figure, and what we got was the figure shipped in this box. It had this little white cardboard wrapper around it. That's what the little tape marks here are on the side from. But the box itself, I think, is the same size as the Ula and Salacious Crumb that we had received as a mail away. And you found out about this figure because on the store shelves, the Stap with Battle Droid, which is this guy here, and on the back side, you had a big advertisement for the Mace Windu mail away offer. And that needed 6 proof of purchases along with a little check for some shipping and handling to be sent away. So anyways, back to the packaging itself. You did have a nice Episode 1 sneak preview logo in the upper left corner, along with that Kenner collection in the upper right corner, because these were still, I think these were still all coming through, you know, the Kenner brand name at that time. You get a good look at the figure through the packaging with a blue lightsaber. Yes, blue lightsaber. We'll get to that later when I go through that accessory. And then down at the bottom, Star Wars Power of the Force logo, along with Mace Windu for the name. On the back side, you got the advertisement that Star Wars Episode 1 is coming out in theaters in summer 1999. Index cutout of Mace Windu with a nice biography. And this bio just gives you kind of a very brief setup about the Jedi Council, letting you know that Mace Windu is a part of that. And then bottom part, just some website information and other little legal stuff. As for the figure itself, this is a very nicely sculpted figure. I love the look of it. The robe has a very nice drape to the body, kind of hugging it. Pretty nice, but you know, not like body shaping tight or something like that. Just a very nice drape sculpted in there. I like the way the hood is sculpted, kind of folded down. You see the nice folds in the fabric and stuff in there. Going in on the head sculpt, I think it's a pretty decent representation of Samuel L. Jackson. Got a little odd plastic hangover from the molding where, you know, that plastic comes together on the side of the head, but otherwise, the face itself looks pretty good. Some light eyebrow painting in there. Obviously, don't need to worry about how the hair's painted because he doesn't have any. But the eyes themselves do have a very nice paint job to them. I'd say maybe a little heavy on the white part of the eyes. It seems pretty big to the size of the face. But it could just be that I'm used to the figures nowadays where the eyes are painted in very small looking. Going into the midsection of the figure, you got a couple different colors going on in there. You've got nice cloth sculpting for the undershirt of the tunic, but that's got a nice off-white painting to it, and then what should be gray tabards on the outside. Now, I don't know if this was this way for the figure initially, but both the one I have in the packaging and the one I have out on this upper half of the figure are more of a greenish gray color, and the lower half of the figure is, you know, gray color as you would expect. So I don't know if it's the plastic that's discolored over time or if this was just made this way. I don't remember. But otherwise, very nice texturing to the tabards themselves. You can definitely see that it's a different type of cloth material compared to that off-white yellow shirt that's underneath the tabards. And then in the midsection, of course, you see the belt sculpted in there. Nice detailing and painting to that. You can see the belt buckle and stuff sculpted in there. The hands of the figure have a pretty nice paint detailing to it, and then underneath you can see the different color inner robe or inner tabards or whatever from his tunic, and then the dark brown of the robe itself. So it's nice to see that paint separation in there. I have a little bit of that hand paint slopped onto the robe itself, so that I'm sure that's, you know, hit or miss on figures out there. Bottom half of the figure, like I already mentioned, a better gray color for the rest of those Jedi tabards underneath. And of course you do see the paint sculpted in there with some clothing and stuff, wrinkles, fabric molded in there. Now at the boot area, there's something a little weird going on. Obviously, nice sculpting to the boot, and what would be a nice brown with some gray soles of the boots painted in on there. But I got quite a few of these little splotches in there. Seems pretty odd. I've looked on a couple websites for some photo references and stuff, and all the figures that I saw on those sites seemed that they had the same thing. So I don't know if this was an intentional painting to the boots or if this is just something that's happened to the plastic over time. Now, as for the articulation of the figure, the head, of course, you get your swiveling side to side. At the elbow, or at the arms rather, sorry, they both go up and down, but no other elbow or wrist articulation. At the waist area of the figure, of course, you get them turning side to side, so you got some swivel in there. And then at the leg area, even though these tabards here are split, you're not getting a lot forward, nor a lot back either. So pretty limited leg articulation there. Now, Mace Windu did come with a single accessory, and that's this lightsaber. We all know he should have a purple blade and, totally different hilt than what we see here. But of course, episode 1, he didn't use a lightsaber. This wasn't seen on screen until episode 2. So what we got here was just your basic Jedi lightsaber thrown in for an accessory. You got some lines sculpted in there on the hilt of the lightsaber just to kind of give it some, design, some dimension, a little look to it. And you can put that lightsaber in either hand of this Mace Windu figure. So overall, pretty good looking figure. Later, this was kind of kit bashed into a single-carded Mace Windu release for the Episode 1 line. But this definitely got the collector's appetite going for the release of Episode 1. Not that we needed any more, help getting the blood pumping for that movie. And I'll have to let that discoloring go of the upper half of the figure to the lower half, since really at this point in time, I don't know if it's due to the age of the plastic or if it came out that way. So overall, though, still thumbs up on the figure. One other thing I did forget to mention about this figure is that you could take that robe off if you wanted to and, see more of the clothes underneath, but the arms are still going to stay that dark brown. So I wouldn't really call it a removable cloak, but it could be removable if you wanted to do for any customization or anything like that. Anyways, that wraps up this review at the Mace Windu sneak preview figure. I'd love to know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.